to compound our problems like the 1972 and the 1978 constitutions both did. Another essential prerequisite for our country, if we are to develop as a modern dynamic democracy, is the further strengthening of democratic institutions. Instead, many of our key institutions are under attack by the executive. The police force has become a serfdom of the executive. The AG's department, which Honourable Sarath Fonseca mentioned just now, has become unashamedly and unapologetically political, gazetted directly under the President recently. The judiciary is under severe pressure and the media is controlled, as we all know, through insidious means. Adding insult to injury, it is reported that the government is to amend the 17th Amendment to the Constitution, giving President and not an all-party Constitutional Council the powers to appoint the chairman and members of the Independent Elections Commission, the National Police Commission and other commissions. If there are shortcomings, we have here, your own minister actually has done a very good select committee report, an interim report, Diu Gunasekara report. You can implement that without actually compromising the independence of these commissions, which are a key prerequisite for a functioning dynamic democracy today. So I again request you to consider, if at all, if you want to change the Diu Gunasekara report, which I would again present to you all for further perusal. And also, instead of using this golden opportunity to solve the burning issues of our time, this government seems to be hell-bent on using the large majority at the last general election to create an autocracy based on family rule. The proposed constitutional reforms, instead of addressing the genuine grievances of the Tamil people and other minorities and strengthening the democratic rights of the Sinhalese and all our citizens, seems to be designed with the sole objective of meeting, with all due respect, Mr. Speaker, the not-so-genuine aspirations of the Rajapaksa clan. Not to meet the aspirations of the long-suffering Tamil people, but it's all designed to meet the needs of one family. Mr. Speaker, in all due respect, I am saying all this because this is a moment we can afford to miss. Honourable Dr. Silva, may I paraphrase Shakespeare from Julius Caesar and just say, it is not that I love Rajapaksas less, it is because I love my country more. Mr. Speaker, finally, just a few more words. As we are now at the crossroads of history, now we have a choice. The choice is before us. There are two paths. One path says utopia. Utopia is the promised land. Actually, if we go down this utopia, the Sinhalese, along with our Tamil, Muslim, Burgher, Malay brethren, can forge a new future, a new identity. And it will be a country where we can achieve the economic prosperity our country really, truly deserves. And we know you got your victory by hook and by crook. But on the other hand, if you use your ill-gotten majority for the benefit of the country, history will look kindly at you. Perhaps if you go down that road, perhaps the incumbent president can become a modern-day Dhammashoka. I grant it. If you go down that road, you can become that. But if we stubbornly continue our journey in the same old path, it will not be long before the call for separation is reignited. Unlike before, sir, the new battle for separation will not be fought in the jungles of the Vanni. The new battle for separation is already been fought in the corridors of power in Washington, in New York and in Geneva, in Brussels and in London. In fact, the weapons they will be using will not be the T-56s and other weapons. The new weapons of separation are the Blackberries and the iPads. And the new cadre, Mr. Speaker, are not those people like earlier who will go around with cyanide capsules around their necks. The new cadre are the highly educated and erudite members of the diaspora and their highly paid lobbyists. This is something we have to understand. And the ammunition for these cadres will be supplied not by anyone else. The ammunition will be supplied by your government, by your foolishness, your policy of triumphalist chauvinism and democratic suppression will be enough ammunition for these new soldiers for a separate Tamil state. Because, as I would like to say, sir, I mean, I can see Mr. Honorable Champagaranaka. I abhor his political philosophy. I don't agree with him. I find it the most abhorrent of all philosophies, but at the same time I respect him because he is a good minister. At least he is doing some good work. And ඒ වගේ කෙනෙක් දෙන්නෙක් වත් ඔය ආණ්ඩුවේ ඉඳගෙන මේ හරි පැත්තට ගන්න. අර අඩුම ගානේ බැසිල් රාජපක්ෂ මහත්තයාට බාර දුන්න නම් මේක ඔයිට වඩා හොඳට කරනවා. ඔය බැසිල් රාජපක්ෂට දුන්න නම් කොහොම හරි ගරු කතානායකතුමනි, what I'm trying to say finally, how many more minutes? How many? 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes.
No, I'm just rushing through. What I'm trying to tell you seriously is, for those who can understand, please listen to others. Don't worry. Don't worry. If I can't understand, if you all can't understand, it's not my damn problem. But what I'm trying to tell you and tell us ourselves is that the new nations of the 21st century, of our century, will not be born through liberation struggle. The era of liberation struggles are over. The new nations of the 21st century will be created through resolutions endorsed by the international community. And in fact, the Honorable Prime Minister himself, in his speech this morning, he indirectly admitted to what I'm saying. He actually talked about the transitional government of the diaspora. Don't take these things too lightly. Don't dismiss them, because the repercussions of all what is happening now is far more serious than before. Because like you all, none of us here want to see our country divided. None of us want to see our country divided. None of us want to see terrorism raise its head again. But if we are to stay as one nation, the sine qua non, as I said before, is a political settlement for the Tamil problem. And that I say as an
Please wind up, Honorable.
So, if we go in this path finally, Mr. Speaker,
please wind up, please.
We will end up in a dystopia, a failed and divided nation, surviving on anti-Western bravado. Hari ara suddanta banala හැමදාම ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියලා හිතාවේ. And very little else. You all will have to finally end up governing like Mugabe of Zimbabwe or Bashir of Sudan. So that's what I'm saying now, Mr. Speaker. The choice is yours. Finally, all I have to say is the choice is yours, choice is ours. The choice is now before us. We can go either on the path to utopia and achieve what our people truly deserve, or go on dystopia and become a pariah nation of the international state. Either President Rajapaksa has the choice at this moment to become a Dhammasoka or end up being a Mugabe of Zimbabwe. Thank you.
Thank you very much.